So we'll now get started. Welcome to this Legal Aid New South webinar for community workers, all about our new website. Before we begin, we would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the lands from which we are all broadcasting from today. I am on the land of the Darug people and pay my respects to elders past and present, and extend that respect to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people attending today's webinar or watching the recording. As we gather and share knowledge today, may we also recognise the education and storytelling that was practiced on these lands for over 60,000 years before us. My name is Yasmin. I'm from the Community Legal Education branch at Legal Aid New South Wales, and I'm joined today by my colleagues Marcella and James. I personally am so excited about hearing all the changes and all the new tools that's going to be available on the new Legal Aid website. I think it's been a really long time coming, and I'm sure you will all get a lot of use out of today's session and the new website. So I'm going to pass it over to Marcella, who will introduce herself and what is going to be discussed today.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Marcella and I'm a civil lawyer with the SWAT Legal Resources team. So I'll also start by acknowledging the traditional owners of the beautiful Darug land of which I'm on, and I pay my respects to their elders past, present and emerging. We are very excited to show you our new website today, which has brought together what were previously separate legal aid and law access websites. This has been a huge project, and I just want to acknowledge all the hard work that the website project team did in putting together all of this. So if I could have the next slide. This is what we'll cover in today's session. So on our first section, I'll just go through some information about our new website and just highlight what has changed and the improvements that we've made. The demonstration, during our demo, I'll take you through our main navigation and then show you where our publications and community legal education programs are now located. I will also go through the content of my problem is about section, which we migrated from the old Representing Yourself Law Access website. If James can join us, James will show you our accessibility and its user-friendly mobile interface and the for lawyer section. So at the end, we'll also do some case studies, which are hypothetical scenarios to show you how you can access legal information for various types of legal issues. And we'll also love to answer any of your questions, so you can pop them in the Q&A box and we can answer them as they come up, or we also have time at the end for any feedback or questions. So if I can have the next slide. Yeah, and the next one, sorry. On our new website, as you can see, you can access both legal aid and law access content. It is what we call a co-branded website for everyone in New South Wales with a legal problem to have just one single and comprehensive place to start, whether you're using a desktop browser or a mobile device. So for those of you who are hearing about our service for the first time, I'll give you a bit of background about Legal Aid and Law Access partnership. So Law Access is a free information service which is run by Legal Aid, and it was established in 2001 as a single entry point for people needing legal help in New South Wales. And with its Representing Yourself website, it became a part of Legal Aid in 2020. So the consolidation of the two websites reflects the current state of our organisation. Generally, if you have a legal question, you will start with our team at Law Access, where information officers can help you answer your questions on our web chat, which is on our new website, or over on the phone. And if your clients need personalised legal advice or representation, the team at Law Access can also make an appointment for them with a legal aid lawyer if their circumstances and legal issue meet our criteria. So if I could have the next slide, please. So the new website, so why we needed to join the two websites is new website is a great step of highlighting the inclusion of law access as part of the one Legal Aid. Other reasons why we joined the two websites, so we needed a website with a more modern and up-to-date digital experience, with people increasingly using the website through mobile devices or wearable technology, and with less and less people going through a desktop browser. And there was also a need for improved user experience. We have done a massive rework in the website design and in the content to try to make it a more user-friendly website. So the next slide just has a side-by-side comparison of the two websites. So with this demo, we hope to show you how easy and simple our new website is to use. So the first one is just a demo of the old Law Access website for a customer with a fencing matter. So in the old website, customers had to use a high number of click-throughs to get through to the content page. And you can see there, they're clicking on cannot agree, might be very small. Yeah. So there you have it. And you will see now in the new website, this is now located in the My Problem is About section, which you can access on our homepage. The content is almost identical, but we have reworked it to improve access to the information. And we have reduced the number of pages with the use of accordions. I'll go through that in more detail, but if I could have the next slide, I'd just like to highlight some of the key improvements. So we now have a streamlined entry into both legal aid and law access content, and we're excited to show you the end product and how all the content is displayed in a new streamlined and user-friendly interface. We've cut down a lot of content duplication and improved functionality and design. So as you know, this website is accessed by many different types of user groups, from the community, clients, lawyers, and any professionals. And we feel this new website has managed to cater to everyone with its improved functionality. We also now have a powerful search engine with an auto-suggest search. And this is located on the homepage. It's got an intuitive search function. And there's also a page search function in the header of every page, which has been user-ability texted. So with improved accessibility, our new website complies with web content accessibility guidelines. These guidelines just define how to make web content more accessible to people with disabilities, and great care has been taken to ensure that it is accessible to everybody. So before we jump onto the demo, the next slide, just another point we'd like to mention is that we've launched with minimal viable product. For the next few months, the website project team will be continually working to update the website and add in more content. So we do ask for your patience as we continue to build the website during this transition period. Another important point is that the old legal aid and law access websites have been decommissioned. So a word of caution, with the new website is a totally different site and has a different URL. So if you have saved previous links in your favorites, these will not work. So I'll just also quickly mention there, we have law prompt and guided pathways are still available. So these are just sections of the old Law Access website. Law Prompt is a resource used by Law Access and legal aid staff and community legal centers. Guided Pathways is a problem-solving tool linked through My Problem is About. So these are still available. Some of the links in Guided Pathway may also not work but we are working to fix it in the background. So we will now move on to the demonstration part of our webinar. So I will switch over to my screen and then I will show you the navigation and James will run through some of the homepage functions and accessibility. But first, let me just show that. Yeah. So here we have it. This is the homepage, as you can see. So our website is co-branded. Here we have the legal aid and the law access logos. So the co-branded experience is brought in by our design. Law Access's primary color is teal, and this is now legal aid secondary color. So we have used the teal and maroon colors throughout the site to reflect the co-branding. So the legal aid website has 5 sections in its main navigation. So I'll go through this first. So this is My Problem is About. So if you would like to find out about a legal topic, My Problem is About just includes information covering most areas of the law and can help you solve a range of different legal issues. This section has been drafted by the legal resources team of SWAT, replacing Representing Yourself. We've simplified the global navigation to My Problem is About, and the homepage also has the top 9 most popular topics right here. And this is based off data on page views. So I'll go through My Problem is About section in more detail shortly. But first, I will open this next section as ways to get help, because this might be of interest to you. So this is where you will find the publications and the community legal education series. So I'll just open this one up. So here we have some information about the different types of support that Legal Aid offers. And below here are the content tiles with the different sections. Legal advice tile just has some information about the legal advice services. So if you click here, you will see what to expect, etc. So I'll just quickly go back. Representing myself is a section more targeted to people who have the ability or who want to self-help. So here you'll find some useful guides about various things that clients might encounter when interacting with the legal system. So you have here various guides such as dealing with lawyers and drafting legal documents, things like affidavits or statements. I'll just pop back to ways to get help. If you need brochures or printed items for yourself or to share with your community group, you can order this for free, or you can download them here on our publications and resources page. So I'll click on that and I'll show you what it looks like. So you can search this by topic or by keyword. So I'll just quickly search for it. Sorry, it's a little bit slow. I'm not sure what's happened. We'll try the keyword search. Yep. And if you search for a keyword, for example, it will bring up the publication, which you can download or which you can view on your browser. And it usually downloads it, but I'm not able to open it on the sharing my screen right now. But again, our website project team is working in the background to continually update the publications and resources. So going back to ways to get help. So Guided Pathways is a problem-solving tool with various topics here. I'll just quickly show you. It has been linked throughout my problem is about. So these just to help you answer any questions that you have if you put in some information. So that remains the same, but it is still housed on the DCJ website, but we're transferring it across to our platform. I just want to mention that it may contain some links to the old Representing Yourself website, which we'll be fixing. So please be a bit patient with us as we continue to update. Legal Words is a dictionary. Applying for legal aid. So as you can see here, we've got how to apply for legal aid. It is no longer on our front page. So the starting point, and this is because the starting point for clients with legal problems is for them to get in touch with Law Access New South Wales. So our website directs clients to call Law Access for help first. Clients will have the best chance of successfully getting the help they need, including applying for a grant of legal aid if they speak to Law Access. So if they need a rural lawyer, for example, Law Access can help them locate the best service. And for now, we do not intend to have the application form on the landing page. So this may change, but I'll just go back here and I'll show you the most relevant section. This is the community legal education page. So this is where you will find access to podcasts, which will record on various topics. So if you click on here on community workers, you'll see here a link to Podbean. This is where we have the different the different podcasts that we record on different legal topics. So that's the one there. Webinars on demand. This is a link to our channel when you'll find pre-recorded webinars or past webinars. Request a free workshop. This is a button that will take you to a form which you can fill out if you want to request a free workshop for your community group. And these are various workshops that we are running, and also you can click down the accordion to sign up if you want to request any free workshops for your community group. So I will now pop back to my homepage, and I will hand over to James. So James will run through the accessibility and functionality of our website.
Hello, everybody. I am so sorry, Marcella. Can I get you to keep sharing your screen? I might request access just because I'm having a little bit of tech issues at the moment. And I'll see if I can get the cloud working. And I'm just going to request control. Hi everyone, my name's James. I'm part of the communications unit here at Legal Aid New South Wales. And I also worked on this website project on the back end. So we're going to talk a little bit about the accessibility side of things in terms of the content that we've got. So the first thing that I wanted to sort of talk you through is, so we've got a website that's been developed with accessibility in mind. So that's accessibility for both users as well as our staff that use the website as well. And that comes in terms of also thinking about the web content accessibility guidelines. So those are a set of guidelines that you have to follow regarding content accessibility online, which is a really, really amazing thing. So things like, you may notice, for example, there's some bigger text and smaller text. If for any reason you wanted to change the font size, you can click this little section here. So if I click it XL, it will actually make all of that smaller text a little bit larger, which is really, really helpful for those who need larger text to read on devices. You may also notice as well that we've got these language sections as well. So we have 10 languages that we've translated contact pages into. So for example, say if a customer spoke and called us and they spoke Korean, they can select that language and it actually takes them to a page with information about how they can access our services. So coming back to what Marcella was mentioning, we've got information about where to call, and also including information about, for example, calling Law Access through the translating and interpreting service, or if they need an interpreter on the line during their matters. So I'm just going to grab, sorry, give me 1 second. Yeah, so from design, development to styling, we've ensured we've built the site with access at the front of mind. So currently we have 10 languages. So we've got our top 10 languages based on data in the back end. And we will build on them as we move towards further and further in the website project. So for example, the last little thing I did want to call out here as well is there is also a section up here for grants online. So for example, if you were lawyers, if there is any lawyers here and you're using the grants online function, that's how you can access it as well. So we've done some easy access buttons that help you easily move to the parts of the website that you need as well, which I think is a really good sort of transition point to start talking about the other sections here. I know you might not necessarily be lawyers on the call, but I do want to just sort of call out the For Lawyers section, which has some of those other bits of information amalgamated from the Legal Aid website. So for example, we have information about our fee scales, our policies, and including information about the grants of legal aid as well. So there's lots of really helpful resources and tools there. And if, for example, you are a member of the community legal centres who do use or have historically used our law prompt function, this is actually how you access it as well. So hovering over For Lawyers, and if you click law prompt, it will actually bring you to a link that will prompt your password as well. So it's exactly the same as it was before. And as Marcella called out before, that is a website resource that's used by our information officers at Law Access and some community partners as well. I'm just going to pop back to the website here. And I wanted to call out the search function as well. We've updated the search function and it's so helpful on this website in terms of it produces results based on keywords. So say, for example, if I'm a customer on the line and I have a question about fines, so I type in the word fines, and you can see I've got some suggested search times. So maybe these are common ones that we see. So I can't pay my fines, or have I got a court fine? But then there's also quick results as well. So it actually will take me to web pages that match those resources, which actually streamlines the accessibility of this website and the ability to get to things quite quickly. The last little thing I wanted to mention for you as well is I'm not sure if we can see it just here on the screen we're sharing, but there is actually a little window that will pop up. Oh, here we go. I think it's popping up down here. So that's actually a link to what's called our web chat. Marcella, can I get you to open the web chat for me so we can show everyone? Perfect. So web chat is one of our other options that we provide service here at Legal Aid and Law Access. So the web chat function can be used to talk to information officers at Law Access. And that's a really great way that we can offer accessible service to people as well, because previously we would only offer phone advice. So for our communities who are deaf communities, our hard hearing communities, they can actually directly contact an information officer without having to go through the National Relay Service. But we do also offer that as an option as well, should they need. I am just going to check and see if I can get the mobile view working on my end, but I might pass back over to Marcella for the moment, and I'll pop back on if I can figure that out.
Yep, no problems. Okay, so sorry. Yep, so I would now go through the my problem is about section in detail, and then we'll move on to the case studies that we have prepared. So I'll just go back to sharing my screen. Yeah, so as you can see here, this is my problem is about. So I'll show you here the navigation. This area, I'll just like to mention, has been a massive rework from the legal resources team at SWAT. This part of the website has been designed to answer users and clients' questions and with their problem focus. So they're designed to cater for some of our clients who may come to the website not even knowing what area of law their problem is about. We've targeted the content to make sure that users can better understand and connect with it. So here we have the landing page. So we have used teal color to indicate, we've used teal here banners to indicate the content landing pages throughout the site. So here, these content tiles are the different topics. The tiles summarize my problem is about topics in an easily accessible visual manner. So if I click on a topic here, it will take us to the landing page. So as you can see, we've used content tiles to indicate the subtopics. So generally speaking, this is consistent across all of the topics here of my problem is about. So you will have the landing page for the broader topic, and then the smaller subtopics here are in these little tiles here with a short description. So you can visualize here with a short summary of what they are. So I might just point out some useful resources here. So we've also here have a list of resources section that may assist you to anyone who'd be looking for that information and external links. So if I just go to one of the content pages, I'll just click here and I'll just show you here. So this is a content page. I'll just like to show you here, if you can see on the right-hand side, this navigation menu, this lets you see the main topic pages and any subtopics beneath it. So these darker teal colors is what we call the parent pages. And then the lighter colors indicate the child pages or subtopics that extend below. And you can see them here for easy access. So I could just click on one of these, which is a page branching off there. And here we are. I might just put the font back to medium. I'll also like to show you the breadcrumb here, which just lets you click back to the main parent page. And I'll just click back here. A little bit slow. I'll also show you this teal box here, which is a quick information. This is used to show time limits and alerts or any other important information. There's also a quick exit button in some of our pages, particularly this one. It's about domestic violence. So if you click on the quick exit button, it just navigates away from the page and it takes you to Google. Then I'll just click back. So another thing I'd like to point out is that we have used accordions throughout the site, which is where the content is now located on. So with the use of accordions, accordion menus have been used to improve the user experience. It reduces the number of pages required to display all of the information. And we've been able to put a lot of information to one page, and one page reducing the number of click-throughs. So before, a page like this, it would have spread over 10 pages or so, and we've reduced that. So it means that when you're searching for content to help your clients, it will be easily accessible to you. And our legal resources team rewrote a lot of the information to display this. This information is also printer friendly. So I'll just show you here. If we click on Control P, when it loads, it's a little bit slow because I'm sharing my screen. This is just to show you that the information is printer friendly, and basically the accordions expand when and then you can go and print the information in PDF or paper copy. So here we are. Sorry, that was a bit slow, but you can see here, you can print off the information to give to your clients from one of the pages if required. So I'll just click cancel. I have here a different page open just to show you how it looks like for a different topic. So this is my money topic, responding to a claim. And again, here we have different step-by-step guides just to show you how to write a letter of demand or how to respond to a statement of claim. And we have here some useful links, which are external links that may be affiliated with the topic. And here are our resources. So you will here also find a link to our brochures or relevant publications that are linked to that topic. Okay, so James, did you have any luck with the mobile view?
No, unfortunately, I'm not able to access my AEM at the moment. But I guess we can sort of call it out. And I think jumping off what Marcella was saying in terms of, it's really good to note that, yeah, that you can print it all in terms of that mobile view. But the HTML versions, so when you click one of those publication links in those topics, you actually be brought to a HTML version that's made for screen readers to read specifically. And we are currently in communications with Vision Australia to work out the best way to provide service in terms of screen readers. So that may change in terms of moving forward in our accessible service. But something that's really cool, I guess, in terms of talking about the mobile view is that it is a really reactive website. So you may notice that if you access it on your mobile device or an iPad, it actually shifts some of those components. And one of the reasons we moved to this platform that we're using, the Adobe Experience Manager specifically, was that reactivity in terms of it allows you to have content that's easily accessible on mobile phones, which we know a lot of people these days are accessing the internet information specifically through their phones. And allows us as a communications team to be able to link to information on our website quite easily in a kind of clean-cut social media to phone pipeline as well. I might pass back to you, Marcella, if there was anything else.
Yes, I actually managed in the background to open the mobile view, so I will be able to re-show my screen. So here we are. I'm not sure how well you can see that. So this is the mobile view, as we can see on there. It kind of neatly condenses all the tiles. This is how it would be displayed for someone with a mobile phone on various topics. It doesn't let me click into any of the tiles because this is the edit environment. So sorry, but yeah, so as you can see, it's very easy to read and it's very appealing.
Yeah, and I think that's a really good point in terms of what Marcella makes in terms of the text itself has character limits that allows it to look as functional as possible on the mobile mode as well, which is really, really awesome. And it's great to have such a reactive style. Is it time for questions, Marcella? Or we're doing our case studies?
So we will now move on to the case studies sections, and we will go through them now. If Yasmin wants to share the first one, thank you. So I would read this out, and if you'd like to open up the Legal Aid website, you can follow along and try to find the answer with us. And I will also show you how to find it using my screen share. So this first one, I'll just quickly read it out. So it's a parenting issue. Samantha has recently separated from her de facto partner. They have 3 children. Samantha tells you that Josh doesn't stick to the verbal agreement. She wants to know if she can have a more formal arrangement. Search the Legal Aid website for the answer to Samantha's question. So I will now give you a bit of time to try to find the answer. And if you want to pop the answer on the Q&A box with the name of the page that you find in My Problem Is About, I'll give you a hint. The topic is my family or relationship.
And while you're looking for that as well, you can also use that Q&A function to ask us any questions. So if anything we've talked about so far jumps up as a question, we can answer it as we go or hold off to the end as well.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'll just give you a little bit of time, but then I can actually go and show you how to find the information. So I will now maybe share my screen again. So this was about family and relationships. So here we are, My Problem Is About, and I've just clicked on that content tile to the My Family or Relationship topic. And you can easily see here that it is about parenting. So if you click on that, it will then take you to this content page, which talks about making an agreement after separation, the different types of agreements that you can have, including parenting plans, informal agreements, or going to court, explains things about parenting orders. Okay, so I will stop sharing my screen now, and we will then jump on to the next scenario. Thank you. So this one is a little bit tricky. It's about a fencing issue. It says, Miriam recently purchased a house in a new development. Her property and the neighboring property are both unfenced. She has spoken to her neighbor about building a dividing fence. However, he said he does not need a fence as he doesn't live there. Miriam wants to know whether she can get her neighbor to pay for half of a new column fence. Search the Legal Aid website for the answer to Miriam's question. So I'll give you a little bit of time and then I will show you the answer. If you want, you can pop the name of the page on the Q&A box or ask us any questions that you have. So in answer to that, so I'll give you a hint, it is in my neighbor topic. And I will perhaps now share my screen with the answer. So starting with my neighbor topic. So this is the homepage. You can easily find it here on the top 9. My Problem Is About topics. You will then click onto the subtopic here, fences. And this question is tricky because it's a 2-barrel question. So first of all, what are Miriam's obligations and rights with regards to fencing? So here you can see a little bit about the law in New South Wales about fencing, who should pay. So that is one part of the answer. When costs do not have to be shared. So if you and your neighbor cannot agree, then what if we can't agree? It's just another topic. So I've just clicked through here. What if we can't agree? Takes you through to that answer. So it's those 2 answers there. Your rights and obligations and what if we can't agree. So we'll now stop sharing and we will jump on to our next scenario, which is a different area of the law. And this is about AVOs. So Alex is a protected person in an ADVO against his ex-partner with a condition that prevents contact except through a lawyer. A final order has been made 3 months ago. Alex wants to change the conditions to allow his partner to contact him. Find some information on varying an AVO for Alex on the Legal Aid website. So once again, you can pop the name of the page on the Q&A box and I will then find the answer for you. I'll just give you a few minutes, few seconds. Yep. Okay, so we didn't have any answers, but I will share my screen again. And once again, this is one of our most popular topics. So we then go back to the homepage. You can click on apprehended violence order, getting an AVO, and then there's various ways to finding it. So you can either scroll through the topics and find our accordion there with variant AVO, which then you can click through, or as I mentioned before, you can then read the subtopics that are on the right-hand navigation. And here we go, variant or broken AVO. And it just takes you through step-by-step guide in detail, how to apply, what you need to show, change of circumstances, etc. Okay, so I'll stop sharing my screen and then we'll jump on to the last case study, which is again a different area of law. So this is about a debt issue. So it's a civil issue. Joseph has found money was garnished from his wages. He wasn't aware that there was a judgment against him. Joseph wants to know if he can stop his wages from being garnished and get more time to pay. So search the new legal aid website for the answer to Joseph's question. Yep. Okay, so I'll be ready to share my screen and show you that. So I'll start by sharing my screen. So Joseph's problem is about his money. So again, it's one of our top 9 popular topics. So I'll just click on it here. It's on the homepage, My Money. And Joseph is responding to a claim. So you can see here the content of the subtopic responding to a claim. And as we know, his wages were garnished. So you can find it here, responding to enforcement. And it's got information there on the steps to take a response to enforcement action, including setting aside a default judgment. So if you click on responding to enforcement, it's just 3 clicks really to get to the page. And it's got all the information there on how to respond to garnishee orders and wages or salary. Yep, so we've got here all of the options. So you can apply to pay by installments. They can also apply for a stay of enforcement. Okay, so we hope you found that section useful. We now have some time for some questions if anyone wants to ask anything. Or otherwise, we also have an email address where you can also send any of your questions or feedback about the website at digital.communications@legalaid.newsouthwales.gov.au.
I have one question that I'm quite fascinated about is the chat. And I know that you spoke about information officers. Can you just confirm when someone does use that chat, are they speaking to a real person or is it like a bot first?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So they are actually speaking to a real person. So between the hours of 9 to 5, when that web chat is live, they're actually information officers. So that's phone staff and or chat staff. So some phone staff are trained to also be chat staff. And they actually sit on the other end and use our Genesis platform to type back the responses and send information. And if they can't help further, they make referrals as well. So it's a really amazing way that we can provide service to people as they're looking at the pages because the chat icon's always there. Or like we were saying before, it's a really great way that people who maybe a phone call is not accessible for can actually access our service too.
Yeah, that's great. I know it's from a community legal education perspective, it does make it a lot easier. I know when we're out talking to people in the community, in the past, we've had to give them law access and legal aid information, but it does seem so much easier just saying, you know, legal aid, go to that website, speak to law access as the starting point. It seems a lot easier for everyone in New South Wales.
And it's a really good point you touch on there, Yaz, in terms of that streamlining of the service. This website's one of those really amazing ways we are streamlining service in terms of pointing people to law access as that first contact point for help. And the law access information officers you speak to can also make recommendations or book appointments for people as legal aid clients. So it's a really amazing way that if you are helping clients on the line and you think that they might need assistance, pointing them towards law access is the first point, is you're pointing them towards legal aid. And this website's just one more step in that journey.
That's right. And I also would like to show you again, just on the website, if I can share my screen. Just on that point, James, we do have here the contact us page on the website, which does indicate the different ways you can contact legal aid, and it says who to call, so that's the number for law access. And again, that reflects that law access is the starting point for legal aid inquiries. And this is the contact us page, which you'll find really useful. If you need help finding a legal aid office or making an appointment with a legal aid solicitor, you can both get some help on the phone, and here are the different points of contact.
Yeah, and I think while we're on those different modes of contact as well, that includes things like if a customer needs an interpreter on the line, language is not a barrier to getting assistance. If they call the translating and interpreting service, they can ask for law access, and that's the way you can start clients on their way to getting legal assistance with legal aid.
Yep.
And another question, if there have been links to resources or web pages that are now broken, so they were on the old law access website or legal aid website and they're now broken. If someone can't find the equivalent resource to change it, who should they contact?
Yeah, that's a really good question as well. From my understanding, there's a redirect. So if they click the link, it will take them just to the home page generally until the links change. So one good thing is that it does automatically take them to the home page of the new website. But if you do have any questions and you can't find the resource, contact the digital communications email that we popped on that last slide, digital.communications@legalaid. That email is the best place to go to because the website team can quickly find or search for the equivalent resource for you and provide you with the answer to help relink it in the back end of your websites.
Fantastic. Was there anything else that you wanted to add? If you have any questions, any other questions?
If you see anything that we may have missed, please send it to that email address and we will work to get it fixed.
Alrighty, we might wrap up early. And this will also be uploaded on our YouTube page. So if you do need to go back and check something or you want to send it to other colleagues, you can just go on the Legal Aid New South Wales YouTube page and it'll be up there in the next couple of days. Thank you so much, Marcella and James, for showcasing this really, really important change for a lot of people in the community and across New South Wales. So really appreciate your time today.
Thank you so much for having us, guys. And thank you, Marcella.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Bye-bye.
Thanks everyone for joining, and don't forget to check out the website if you haven't already, and also on your mobile phone. Thanks all. Have a good day.
See you later, everyone.